Hello, beautiful souls. Welcome back to 31 Days of Yoga. If this is your first time here and you're into health, fitness, and yoga related videos, then go ahead and subscribe to my channel. And then while you're at it, click that little bell icon to be notified every time I post, which through the month of January will be every single day. Also, to those of you who have already subscribed, thank you so much. I am so grateful for the support. And if you'd like to keep on supporting my channel, please give me a big thumbs up. You can comment down below and maybe even consider sharing this video so that it reaches as many people as possible. So today I have for you a sweet, juicy flow. We're going to be flowing through some postures and then spending some time through some postures just to give ourselves moments to really generate some energy and recoup. So through doing this series, I will say it's a little bit rough. There's been moments where I definitely wanted to quit, and it reminds me that I really need to do the things that fill up my cup. So when we continue to give and give and give our energy, and this could be through anything, through your job, through your family, even just through the things you do every day, you can start to deplete those energy sources. And if we're working from a place on empty, we're really not giving our full selves. So we're working from a place where we might be anxious or full of emotion rather than giving from the heart space. So today I hope to help all of us fill up our cup, get a little bit more in tune with ourselves and what brings us joy. So without any further ado, we're going to go ahead and get started. You will probably need 2 blocks, or at least want to have them handy. And let's start in a child's pose. So toes together, knees apart, mosey your chest on down, reach your hands forward, and allow your forehead to ground down. Maybe the eyes start to close. You can even rock your head gently side to side, massaging into that third eye chakra. This pressure point can also be utilized to help relax the body. Notice how the jaw wants to slacken. The facial expression smooths out. And from this place of coming into stillness, let's go ahead and set an intention for our practice. So allowing this intention to be an inherently positive statement, beginning with the word I. I am worthy. I am energized. I am connected. Or anything else that resonates with us today. And as we move and breathe and come through our moments of stillness, we can help connect ourselves to our practice by returning to this intention, helping to connect the mind to the body, to the soul, amplifying all the benefits of our practice together. Allowing our thoughts to turn inward in this naturally introverted posture. As we're ready, we'll press through the palms, we'll lift ourselves up. From here, we're going to take our left arm out to the side, and then as we exhale, just thread that arm underneath the right. Allow your left ear to come towards the mat. Crawl your right arm forward. Just a gentle twist, more through the upper thoracic spine. You can keep those eyes closed, but if they're open, keep the eyes liquid soft. We'll gently unwind. Reach the left arm forward, right arm out to the side, and then exhale, thread that arm underneath the left. Allow the right ear to come towards the mat, and then crawl that left arm a little bit further forward. Just a very gentle twist here. Remember to keep that breath moving, flowing in and out. Much like the ocean flows and ebbs, consistent and honestly unconcerned. So many things can be going on around in the ocean, and yet it stays consistent, flowing in and out. Let's go ahead and unwind. Last thing in this child's pose, let's bend through our elbows, take our palms together, and then reach our fingertips up towards the sky. You could have your head lifted here for a little extra weight, or you can ground down through the forehead. Whichever variation feels good for you, just getting a gentle stretch into the shoulders. And when we're ready, we'll reach the hands forward. We'll slide ourselves forward, take the knees together. Take a moment through your hands and knees. Let's go ahead, find some circles around the wrists just to give them a little warm up. Switch the direction. Good. Coming back through center, a few cat-cows. Inhale, drop through the belly, lift through the crown of the head, peel the chest forward, look forward. As we exhale, press down, press the ground away as we round through the spine, maybe looking in between the thighs. Inhale, more so towards cow pose. Exhale, more so towards cat pose. And continue here a few times, just inhaling to open, nice and slow, using the breath to guide you. And exhale to close. 2 more rounds, using your breath. Good. Let's come back through center here for a moment. Let's ground down through our right knee and through our left hand. Let's send the left leg back behind us. Drop the left hip down so the hips are square. We're going to lift up the right arm, creating a long line of energy between the fingers and the toes. Inhale, pulling yourself out like taffy. As we exhale, we're going to bend in the back knee, reach the hand back, maybe grab for the inside edge of the foot. Now, if that doesn't work, don't worry. Just keep reaching, and eventually they'll touch. If we are connecting, go ahead and kick the hand into the foot, pull a little bit with the hand, reaching the foot up towards the sky. Hold, inhale. And for our exhale, let's release, let it go. Take that right hand back down to the ground. Left foot lands, but still keep the leg long. Kickstand out through the right leg. Left foot grounds down, and then reach up through the left arm. A little modified side plank. From here, we can go ahead and reach that left arm up and overhead, creating a long line of extension through that left side body. Breathe. Don't have to make this posture any more or any less than it is. And when we're ready, let's go ahead, plant the hand down, plant the left knee down, and then wiggle it out just a little bit side to side. Let's just take those postures through the other side. Ground down now through the right hand, the left leg. Reach that right leg back, drop the hip down, and then when we're ready, left hand trickles forward. Inhale to lengthen out like taffy from the tips of the fingers to the tips of the toes. And then as we exhale, bend through the knee, reach the hand back, maybe grab for the inside edge of the foot. If you cannot catch it, don't worry. Just let it stay free. Just keep reaching the hand toward the foot toward the hand. If we can connect, then we'll add a little kick, just extending through the heart space, through the quad. One more inhale. And then exhale. Let it go. Left hand grounds down. Plant the right toes down. Spiral onto the inside of the right foot. Kickstand out the left. And then reach the right arm up towards the sky. A little modified side plank. Inhale to open up here. And then maybe as we exhale, we reach the right arm up and overhead. Just creating that long extension through the right side body. Breathe here. Maybe you can notice some differences between the two sides. One more inhale. And then as we exhale, let's land the hand, land the knees, wiggle it out a little bit from side to side. From here, plant down through the hands, tuck the toes, and as we exhale, we're going to hover those knees just about an inch over the ground. Keep the breath going. Just 2 more breaths here. One more inhale. And then as we exhale, let's lift the hips, downward facing dog. Go ahead and walk it out here, alternating bending and lengthening through the knees, shooting one heel and then the other down towards the mat. If there's any other movement that you'd like to take while you're in this downward dog, go ahead and do so. Maybe you want to take a twist. Maybe you want to lift a leg, open up the hip. Maybe you want to do a little bit of core work, bringing the knee forward. You can even cross the legs. Finding some variation here, and you don't have to follow me. You can really just do whatever your body is desiring. Just make sure that if we do something on one side, that we also do it through the other side. About 5 more breaths here to explore. And when we find ourselves to be ready, we'll peek in between our hands, and with light, small steps, we'll work our way up towards the top of our mat. Feet about hip distance apart, all 10 toes pointed forward. Really bend through the knees here, grasp opposite elbows. You can tuck your pinky fingers into the elbow creases. Allow yourself to just hang. Maybe you invite some sways side to side. Allow that head to be heavy, though, so that the neck and the upper back can release out long. You can even shake the head no to worry, stress, or tension. You can nod the head yes to peace, tranquility, and stability. Excellent. We can allow the hands to fall. Inhale, halfway lift. Extend the crown of the head towards the front of the room. Exhale, let's soften through the knees, fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale to fold. One more. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, bend through the knees, sweep the arms out and up. Press the palms together at the top. And exhale, draw the hands down and in to heart center. Good. For just a moment here, find any natural movement that feels good for you and your body. We have been, on the ground for most of our practice, not really standing up yet. So if you need a moment to let the blood to come back into the body, go ahead and take that moment. Maybe we want to do some twists, maybe some side bends. Good. And then when we're ready, let's take the hands towards heart center. Let's go ahead and start into our flow here. This will help to warm up our hips so that when we take those more so static stretches or holding our postures, it'll feel really, really yummy. Let's go ahead. Inhale, sweep the arms out and up. Exhale, let's dive forward. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold, bend through the knees, plant the palms, step the legs back, high plank. Inhale here. As we exhale, we can lower down, chaturanga. Take any modifications you may need. Inhale, up dog or cobra. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, our right leg reaches up and back. Exhale, open up in the hip, bend the knee. Inhale, square off through the hips. Exhale, draw the knee into the chest. Plant the foot down in between the palms. Good. From here, making sure that our feet are about hip distance apart. Let's inhale, sweep it up, crescent lunge. Exhale to just sink a little bit deeper. One more inhale here. As we exhale, let's seal the back heel down. Open up, warrior two. Roll the shoulders back a few times. Allow the elbows to bend. And with those shoulders rolling back, let's go ahead, open up through the arms, sink a little bit deeper into that bend of the front knee. Good, let's straighten out through that leg, all 10 toes, pivot towards the left edge of the mat. As we exhale, let's fold. Hold here for a moment. You can invite some sways side to side. Just notice how it's feeling in your body. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, hands to hips. Inhale, all the way up. Let's take our heels together, toes apart. Bend into the knees here. Inhale to reach the arms more so into goal posts. Roll the shoulders back, goddess pose. If you feel so inclined, you can shift your weight a little bit side to side. Try to mosey yourself a little bit deeper into the posture. One more inhale. Exhale, let's take the hands to the insides of the thighs. Inhale for a little bit of lift here. Exhale, left shoulder drops, look over the right shoulder. Inhale back through center. Exhale, our right shoulder drops, look over the left shoulder. Inhale through center. Exhale to switch. Inhale through center. Exhale to switch. Inhale back through center. Extend the arms here. Nice and slow. We're going to rotate this back leg, coming all the way back into crescent lunge. Inhale. Exhale, take the hands down, frame the front foot. Shoot the front foot up and back, three-legged dog. Inhale. Exhale, set it down. Downward dog. Good, through the other side. Inhale, left leg reaches up and back. Exhale, open up in the hip, bend the knee. downward facing scorpion. Inhale, square it off. Exhale, draw the knee into the chest, plant the foot down in between the palms. Make sure our feet are about hip distance apart. Inhale, float the arms up, crescent lunge. Exhale, sink a little bit deeper. Hold here, opening up through that heart space. And then when you're ready, on an exhale, seal the back heel down, open up through the arms, warrior two. Take a few rolls through the shoulders, rolling them up and back. Good, and then open up through the wingspan, settle yourself, warrior two, really sink through that front knee. From here, let's straighten out that front leg, all 10 toes, pivot towards the right edge of the mat. Exhale, fold down. Spending a moment or two here, we can wiggle a little bit side to side, just meandering our way down. Good. Let's inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, hands to the hips. Inhale, lift yourself all the way up. From here, heels together, toes apart, bend deeply into the knees. Let's take our hands to the inside of the legs. Inhale here. Exhale, right shoulder drops. Look over the left arm. Inhale towards center. Exhale to the other side. Inhale. Exhale, twist. Inhale. Exhale, twist. Inhale, back towards center. Exhale, let's open up across the wingspan. From here, that back toe is going to pivot all the way around. Arms are going to reach up, crescent lunge. Inhale. Exhale, let's take the hands down. Inhale, left leg reaches up and back. Exhale, open up through the hips. And then exhale, back down to downward facing dog. Good. Inhale, bend through the knees, lengthen through the spine. Look in between the palms. And at the bottom of the exhale, step or jump your way to the top of the mat. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, sweep the arms out and up. Press the palms together at the top. Exhale, down and in to heart center. Good, let's move into a few more long-held postures. Let's inhale, sweep the arms out and up. And exhale, dive forward. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Let's go ahead, step one of our feet back, and then we're going to pivot towards the long edge of the mat. So it doesn't really matter which leg we come back on. Let's take our feet back so that they're, at the back edge of the mat. And then we're just going to lean ourselves forward until our knees can land, making our way into a frog pose. So this doesn't have to be the deepest frog pose you've ever come into. It just feels good to kind of work into the inner thighs. So wherever you are, we're just going to pull a little bit forward, a little bit back, add a little bit of movement before we find some stillness. So once we found a place where we can stay, we're just going to go ahead and lower down to our elbows, if that feels good. Of course, you can always utilize your blocks underneath your hands, underneath your elbows. If it feels good to continue doing little shifts forward and back, feel free to take it that way. If this posture is giving you lots of sensations, don't worry, we won't be here for too much longer, just about 5 more breaths. Of course, in all of our bodies, these poses feel a little bit different. So if you're really enjoying this, go ahead and pause the video, stay a little bit longer. Good. When we feel ready, we're going to go ahead, shift ourselves onto our hands. Let's take our heels together, knees together, heels, knees, until we are all the way seated or all the way up onto our knees. We're going to take our hands over to, let's take them to our right. We're just going to shift our hips over to our right as well. So just coming into a little bit of a twist here. You can keep your hands where they are, just opening up through the chest. Hopefully feeling maybe just a little bit of sensation through the outside edges of the hips. If you're not experiencing that, don't worry too much about it. Good, and then when we're ready, let's push ourselves back up. Walk hand over to the left. This time, hip shift over onto the left. Let yourself stay lifted. Our knees are mostly stacked, but don't worry too much if the top one's shifting forward just a bit. We don't want to worry too much about alignment because that'll take us out of our relaxation. So we want to stay in this place of peace and calm, just experiencing the poses for what they are. All right, as we're ready, let's come back through center. We're just going to send both of our legs out in front of us. Inhale here to lift up through the arms. Exhale to dive forward. Taking our hands to the outside edges of the legs, just making sure that our fingertips are reaching equally forward. If you can connect with the shins, grab for the shins. If you can connect with the ankles or the toes, go ahead and grab for that. Just creating this full circuit of energy coming up through the legs, through the torso, and then back down into the feet. So back onto that subject of energy, when we are circulating our energy through us, obviously none is lost. We just keep replenishing ourselves. Allow the gaze to be gently down, but even grab for, or feel for the base of the neck, and then just kind of run your hand up so that you can notice if your neck is really tweaking in either direction, whether it's tucking in towards the chest too much or looking forward too much. We want to find a gentle balance in between to where we are generally neutral. Just 3 more breaths here. And we'll inhale. Slowly we'll roll ourselves up. Let's draw our left knee in towards our chest. Open up through that leg. Inhale here. And then as we exhale, we'll walk ourselves forward, framing that right foot. So just as we did in our forward fold, we don't want one of our fingers inching forward more than the other. We want to stay fairly balanced from side to side. A gentle flex of this right foot just to keep the quads engaged, keep those hamstrings lengthening in a nice and safe way. When we're ready, we'll gently pull ourselves back up towards seated. We're going to plant the left foot down onto the ground. We can grab for the left ankle and then just try to set that foot behind us. So a little bit of internal rotation here with the leg. It helps me to have my knee pretty far away from each other, so there's a good distance there. If we want to close it down, that's just a little bit more difficult, at least in my body. Try it out for yourself though. See what works, okay? So wherever we are, let's inhale and then exhale, folding right over that right leg. Once again, fingertips reaching equally on either side of the leg. Notice which variation feels more intense in your body, which one feels more comfortable. Just taking this into account, like I've said before. Just noticing everything that we can about our bodies so that when we notice these imbalances, we can start to bring ourselves back into balance. Okay, let's go ahead and lift ourselves back up. Nice and slow and gentle. Let's reach that left leg forward. Give yourself a little bit of movement here. And then right knee in towards the chest. Open it up. Inhale for some height and then exhale to lean yourself over. Trying to make sure that those fingertips are equal on either side of the leg. Gently looking down just as we did in Paschimottanasana. See what you can let go of. Which parts of the body are speaking to you? And especially as we are in stillness, you might notice that your mind starts to speak up. Whether it is moving towards hypotheticals, towards the future, the past. Try to seal yourself in this present moment on this mat by connecting to the breath and to your intention. Good. Let's pull ourselves up. We're going to step the right foot down onto the ground and then nice and slow move that leg behind you, creating that internal rotation. Find a space for the knee that feels relatively good. We don't want to be too specific here. And of course, you can always stay nice and tall if this is a little bit wonky. Let's inhale to frame the left foot. Exhale to walk yourself down. Notice which variation is more open to you, more available. Which variation may need a little bit more work. There might need to be a little bit more time and attention spent through some of these poses. And this will help give you ideas for your personal practice. Excellent. As we're ready, let's go ahead, slowly pull ourselves up. Let's send both of our legs forward, give ourselves a little bit of movement. Let's separate our legs about mat distance apart, even a little bit wider if that feels good. Inhale for some stacking. Exhale to settle down in between the legs. So this one is a really good one if you want a little bit of extra height, is you can take those blocks underneath the elbows. I love using props. I love even using the body as a prop, just finding a way to make space for yourself, finding a way to find a little bit of comfort so that you can relax, even if it's a little bit more. Maybe even closing the eyes as you're here, reconnecting with your intention. Reminding yourself of your focuses and motivations for being on the mat today. Nice and slow, we'll start to roll ourselves up. Roll the shoulders a few times at the top of the movement. When we're ready, we're just going to start to roll ourselves down onto our backs. Excellent. Let's go ahead, kick our legs up towards the sky, invite a little bit of movement here into those legs. Let's cross the right ankle over the left, open up through that knee. If you're really tight here, settle the foot down onto the ground and just press into that right thigh. If you need a little bit more, you can interlace the fingers behind the left thigh or in front of the left shin. Find the variation that feels good in your body. Keep the breath going. Maybe identifying some things that no longer serve you, such as old emotions, old memories, old tension, and seeing if we can let those things go. Whether it's through a big exhale, a big sigh, letting it all out, making room for the things that do serve you. Let's extend the legs back up to the sky, a little bit of movement here. And then when we're ready, let's go ahead and switch. Left ankle over right thigh. We can settle the foot down. We can take the hands to the back of the thigh, the front of the shin, wherever we would like to be, whatever space serves us best. Listen to your body here. Sometimes the mind will try to convince you that the deeper variation is the best one for you. And sometimes that's true. Sometimes it's the ego talking and not so much your intuition. The ego can sometimes push us into places that we don't necessarily need to be, where the intuition is always coming from a place of love, from a place that serves us best, even if it's reducing the posture to the variation that serves us the best. Good. Let's go ahead, send both of those legs back up to the sky one more time. Let's pull the knees into the chest, give ourselves a little squeeze, rock ourselves here side to side. Let's come into a final happy baby. So just grabbing for the outside edges of the feet. Allow the elbows to be on the inside of the knees as we pull those knees down towards our armpits. We can invite a little bit of movement here. Take the soles of the feet back together. Take the knees back together. Give yourself a tight squeeze. Inhale. And then as we exhale, let it go. Lengthen out the legs, open up the arms. Take up space here on your mat. So you don't need to be strict like a soldier. You can allow yourself to really open up. Just allow your arms to be below the shoulders so that you're keeping the blood flow there. Our toes can flop out to the side. Allow your palms to flip up in a gesture of receiving. Helping your body to receive the love, the light, and the energy that surrounds us at all times. We need only be open to receiving it. As we're here, let's take 3 deep breaths together, releasing them out as audible sighs. The more audible you are, the more you release and let go. Let's exhale completely to prepare. Inhale through the nose. And let it go. Inhale. Let it go. Last one. Inhale. Let it go. Allow the eyes to close. The breathing to return to its normal cadence. And allow yourself to completely let go and release here on the mat. Giving yourself this time to refuel, re-energize, and refill that cup. Stay here for as long as you may need until you feel the energy vibrating around you, signaling yourself to come out of this pose. The light that's within me honors and acknowledges the light that's within you. And from the seed, from the source, we are literally one. Thank you so much for practicing with me today. Namaste.